Okay, here we go. Hi, everybody. We'll put this in slideshow mode so we can all see it and what's going on. Amsco vocab list 8, 11th grade vocab, the whole thing. 12 amazing words this week. One of them a little bit similar to a word last time, actually, but we're going to make it all work. We've got anarchy, staid, fester, infantile. I had a funny pause in there. Indubitable, eclectic, derogatory, molt, poignant, autobiography, diffident, and vainglorious. Let's go through them. So, anarchy is it's a noun. The adjective form would be anarchic. Take off the y and put in an ic. It's the total absence of rule or government. It's when all systems, all rules, all modes of authority have been gotten rid of. There's an irony in people who embrace the idea of anarchy. Anarchy is a bad idea. It returns us to a raw, like Hobbesian state of nature, right, where only the strongest survive. You can take whatever you want from others. And anarchy is a society or group of people with no government and no rules. It's an ugly thing. People think it's, well, there's no rules, I don't have to do anything. I guess that's true. There's no rules, there's no consequences for anyone's actions. Now, the supreme irony to me is anarchy as kind of a notion that was built in popularity during, say, the punk movement in the 70s, things like that. And now people have like pre-made anarchy stickers. You can't have anything pre-made in anarchy. There's nothing. It's total chaos. But anyway, that's the whole thing. So anarchy is the total absence of rule or government. All right, staid. If something is staid, it's an adjective. It's sedate, quiet, respectable, unadventurous, and kind of boring. It's a little bit dull. Not like intentionally dull, it's just conservative in how it looks. Now, in order to appear more settled, they have the example here. The applicant wore gray to the interview, not shocking pink. He had a very staid appearance. I wear a tie to school pretty much every day, but I wouldn't say I necessarily have a staid appearance. Like today, I'm wearing like red pants. I try to shake it up a little bit. Someone who is in a more staid manner keeps it all very calm and very conservative and very quiet. To fester. Oh God. Oh, this picture. I'm covering it for me, not for you though. Okay. Ugh, so gross. To fester is a verb. Okay. To fester is to form pus and to rot, to become worse and more grotesque and more intense, especially through neglect or the lack of care. If you don't take care of a wound, soon it will begin to fester. It will get infected, pus will come out of it. It's a bad scene. Now, when you watch like the Addams Family or the show Wednesday, I haven't actually seen Wednesday, but I'm familiar with the character. There's Uncle Fester, which is a hilarious name because his name is about infection. Like it's the grossest name possible. Fester's. Oh, get it off the screen. It's the worst. All right, infantile. Infantile is an adjective. It's to act in an infant-like or really more childlike and immature way. If something is infantile, it's incredibly immature. Hey, you guys are acting in an infantile way. You're acting not like just kids, but like really little kids, like toddler-like. Yeah, there's no logic. There's no sense to it. You're way off of how you should be acting. That would be to be infantile. Eclectic. Eclectic's a cool one. Eclectic is to choose ideas or methods or items, styles, influences from a wide variety of sources. You don't have just one set idea or influence. You go from a wide variety of stuff. Now, you can have eclectic clothing, as we see in this picture here, and it is eclectic in that they're taking a lot of things, putting them together, but you could also say that there's really just one design aesthetic going on here. The eclectic decor might be a better example of the word eclectic in a way, because there's lots of different things going on getting mashed together. I like to think I have an eclectic sense of the music that I like, right? I have an eclectic tastes. I enjoy a lot of hip hop, particularly the Roots and the Coup and Outkast. I also enjoy a lot of rock. My favorite band is the Velvet Underground. Those are not very similar things. I really love jazz, particularly work at John Coltrane. So I have eclectic taste. I'm kind of all over the place in my music choice. I also really like bluegrass a lot, which one wouldn't have guessed. But I do. I really like bluegrass a good deal. So that's eclectic taste. I have eclectic taste in movies. I love Paddington 2. I think it might be a perfect movie. I also like really intense, dark, depressing stuff. Like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of examples that aren't going to get me in trouble. You just have to take my word for it. There Will Be Blood. I think There Will Be Blood is a perfect movie, and it's the opposite of Paddington 2. So I have eclectic tastes, right? There's not just one thing I like. So eclectic is you take ideas, methods, items, influences from a wide variety of sources. Indubitable. Indubitable is an adjective. It's incredibly fun to say. Indubitable is it's absolutely certain and cannot be argued against. It is an undeniable fact if it's indubitable. There's indubitable proof that Chucky was the culprit in the destruction of the sofa pillows. The evidence was the feathers and the exhausted dog and the video we had of the dog tearing up the pillows. Incidentally, whenever I hear the word indubitable, there was a breakfast cereal when I was a kid called Crispy Critters. It was cereal themed, and it had a theme song that included the word indubitable. And if you ask me during class, the odds are I will sing the song. I'm not promising, but I might. It's a real possibility. Here we go. Derogatory. Derogatory is an adjective. It's to express criticism. It's to make a comment that is critical, that is a criticism of some kind, right? If I say something derogatory about someone, I am insulting them, and I'm insulting their reputation and what they're kind of all about. If I have a derogatory view of something, I think very negatively of that thing. So derogatory is negative and critical, and not just negative and critical, with the intention of kind of hurting it, right? Derogatory comments are not only am I critical of it for my own opinion, I want you to think badly of it as well. To molt. To molt is a verb. It's to shed feathers or skin or whatever. When a snake molts, it crawls out of its old skin, exposing the new skin. Animals, particularly if they live in more extreme climates than we do, meaning there's a bigger difference between winter and summer than here, they will have heavier fur in the winter, and then they will molt and shed that fur come summer because it's too hot for them. Birds do this, all kinds of animals. To molt is to shed something. Now, you could use it figuratively, metaphorically, of I am molting that old person of mine, I'm shedding my old skin and coming into who I am now kind of thing. That'd be kind of an interesting, nearly poetic way to look at our changes in life. Poignant. If something is poignant, it's an adjective. It's expressing a keen sense of sadness and a high degree of emotional, soul-touching kind of feeling. It's usually sadness. It can also be bittersweet. It can be a little bit of like, it's so lovely and it's kind of sad at the same time. Music can be very poignant. There are songs that, without fail, bring tears to my eyes. Lately, there's this band, The Kinks, and I don't know, so many of their songs make me cry. It's a curious thing. I find them all very poignant. There's so much about loss and memory and who we wish we were, things of that nature. They have the example here of one of the poignant scenes in the play. Of course, when the mother learns that her son is, that's a really extreme one. But I do love the picture of that child actor who looks like he's about to start giggling. Like he's stiff as a board. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, something is poignant. It evokes a strong, keen sense, usually of sadness, but it can be other bittersweet emotions as well. All right, autobiography. An autobiography is a noun. The adjective form would be autobiographical. An autobiography is an account or story of a person's life written by that person. A biography is a book about someone's life. An autobiography, auto means the self in this. The person's written it themselves. Now, there is a kind of distinction that's worth making here between memoir and autobiography. An autobiography covers their entire life from birth up until the point that they're writing it, right? They talk about their family, their childhood, so on and so forth. A memoir is about a set time in someone's life. Like it focuses just on their career, just on that summer when they were whatever. I write the occasional piece of memoir. I'm writing one right now about my time as a flag football coach because I think there's funny stories there. There's nothing about my childhood there. So therefore, it's not an autobiography. An autobiography is someone's entire life up to that point. Diffident. If someone is diffident, they're acting in a diffident fashion. It's an adjective. They're acting modest or shy due to a lack of confidence. A little bit diffident. Johnny was diffident and didn't ask questions in class. You kind of hide back, a little nervous, a little shy, not wanting to say what you're thinking or what you're feeling because it's a little bit scary. That's to be diffident. Now, vainglorious is a lot like being vain when we talked about vain last time. To act in a vainglorious fashion, it's an adjective. is to be excessively proud of oneself or one's own achievements. Vain, when we talk about before, is often about physical appearance, right? To be vain is you think, oh, I need to preen and make sure I look exactly how I want. To be vainglorious, they're nearly interchangeable. But to be vainglorious is about one's self, one's achievements, one's career. If I'm vainglorious, I'm always talking about the things I've done and awards I've won, things of that nature, right? We've got Michael Scott here with the world's best boss mug that he bought for himself. It's a very vainglorious thing to do. He's very proud of his own achievements, but he's the one talking about them. No one else is talking about it. So that's, not great. All right, that is it. That's all the words for this week. That's all 12. I hope you have enjoyed learning about them. There are lots of really good ones this week. Good luck on your quiz. Talk to you then.